Right, make way for the big box because the Emperor has finally arrived from Hong Kong. At long last, as I was saying, at long last, we can finally review Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat Shao Kahn action figure, a part of the 112 action series. And if I'm not mistaken, this is my second review of any of the Storm Collectible Mortal Kombat figures. Let's go ahead and get to this because this could be the very first video review of this set. And it could possibly not be, for all I know. I haven't checked, and I'm not going to bother to. But here's a look at the side of the packaging with nice artwork. Or not artwork, but nice prototype images of Shao Kahn and his throne, which looks really good. And then on the back here, we've got some information regarding the action figure and the character of the said action figure here, with some promotional stuff here and there. Here's the brief summary for Shao Kahn. Shao Kahn was Outworld's protector and an advisor to the realm's rulers. That should be ruler, Unaga. As far as I know, Unaga is the Dragon King and he's only one person. So that should say ruler, not rulers. The Mortal Kombat tournament prevents him from taking the realm by force, but if Shao Kahn's champions win 10 consecutive tournaments, Earth Realm will be his. As long as his champions Shang Tsung and Prince Goro do not fail him, he will be victorious. And as we know, that doesn't happen. Right. Anyway, here's some basic information regarding some accessories here. We got Kahn Warlord's helmet, we've got the Wrath Hammer, we've got two interchangeable head sculpts, Shao Kahn's throne, which I can't wait to get to, and then we again got some promotional stuff here and there. Storm Collectibles logo, Hive, Warner Brothers Games, NetherRealm Studio, all the good stuff to make the nice ingredients of Mortal Kombat period. Right, so anyway, let's get to the action figure himself. Here he is. Look at that. Look how cool this figure looks. I've already got him kind of posed in a way. But yes, as it did mention, he does have quite a bit. His accessories counts as his helmet, first and foremost. Let's go ahead and remove it because that's what you want to see, right? You want to see what Shao Kahn looks like underneath. Now, if I'm not mistaken, if history does serve me right, I'm very sure that there was only one video game that actually showed Shao Kahn without his helmet, and that was pretty much Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. Alright, I'm sure somebody will correct me down below if I'm wrong, but a little bit of a minor inconvenience is the fact that most of the accessories on Shao Kahn is actually made of a very, very soft rubber material that, you know, it can have a tendency to rip over time if not carefully with, but well, besides this, whatever you call this bit here, the horn is actually, it's pretty much a very hard plastic, actually. Everything else is rubber. These spikes back here are rubber. This part here is made of a very soft rubber, but it's a nice paint job, too. It's very nice. Right. So, okay, let's take a good look at his head sculpt while we get time. So, as you can see, the very first head sculpt he's got here is just a normal looking face. I mean, not much to really say. He's neutral at this point. But his other face sculpt that he comes with is actually in a much angrier tone. As you can see, his teeth are showing. He's snarling, I guess. And he's still got that disgusting looking design on the top of his head. It looks like a couple maggots sticking into the skin. Ugh. Right, anyway, to remove this head here, just pop it off like so. It's on a ball joint, as you can see, a very small ball joint. Not that that worries me or anything, but you just pop this head on. Right. Yeah, just one second. Okay, so that took a little time, but let me explain what the situation was. As you can see, his head's kind of sunk in. It looks like he doesn't have a neck now. And that's due to the fact that his whole upper section, this torso section here, from his chest to his neck, is all made of a very soft rubber material as well. Everything else around here seems to be hard plastic, from his limbs to this chest, or I mean his ab section. But the rest of the figure from the top is made of the same rubber material what's going on with his armor here. Unfortunately, the ball joint just happens to seek inside the body of the figure when you go to apply pressure to get this head on. Not very easy to interchange, so I'm probably not going to be able to do this again on camera. As I said, it took quite some time. But anyway, let's put his helmet back on now so we can see the complete look of Shao Kahn once again. Looks very nice. Unfortunately though, it really does hide most of his face here, so you really can't see what head sculpt I've actually got on here unless you look up close. So as you can see, I've still got the angry looking face right there, but again, the helmet just hides the face, so it's like, what's the point? Anyway, it is a nice alternate head sculpt. I kind of like just the neutral face just because, but yeah. Both head sculpts are actually pretty nice on the guy. The paint job's pretty clean. He's got the red eyes, as I can show off on this head sculpt right here real quickly. If it will focus in. Come on. Come on. Yeah, you can kind of see it. Kind of. But yeah, his eyes are red and they're pretty straightforward. Doesn't seem to be any sloppiness whatsoever, which I do appreciate, especially on these $130 priced action figures. But then again, this figure does come with a lot of accessories, and we'll get to it in just a moment. But anyway, I want to continue to have a good look around at this guy. So as you can see, based off of his Mortal Kombat 2, 3, Mortal Kombat Trilogy, and Ultimate Mortal Kombat design, Shao Kahn is pretty much a beast. I mean, as you can see, he's full-blown muscles here. He's crazy. I mean, it's just... This is sick with the way it's sculpted. This is really nice. You know, it's actually one of those figures you think it wouldn't actually work, but it does work. I mean, this looks really good. He's pretty much everything that I would come to expect. Yes, there are some minor inconveniences. Like I said, the rubber material on the figure does kind of hinder the way that you can actually apply some accessories on this guy without having to take a lot of time to figure out how to keep it in place. Right. Anyway... you can see, again, some nice shin guards here. It's got some nice knee pads here that are all made of very soft rubber material, so you don't go about puncturing yourself or any kids getting hurt messing around with this figure. But then again, no kid should be touching this figure. Again, it's like ages 16 plus. I mean, really. I mean, look at this. This is some nice details, very nice paint work. It does have some black washing as well, as you can see, to make it look like it's worn and dirty, and it's all cool. The figure is loaded with stuff so much, and I haven't even gotten to the accessories yet, and I haven't even got to the articulation because he's so cool. Anyway, let's go ahead and do that now, shall we? As you saw, he does have a ball-jointed head, so there's no hiding that. He does have a really good range of movement here and there. Kind of tight on this head sculpt, but you know, it is what it is. Again, the ball joint is fighting because this neck piece is very soft and kind of pushes the ball joint into the body. Right. So anyway, let's get his armor bits a little out of the way so we can get to the universal shoulder joints to get some nice inward and outward movement. You do get your full 360. And as you can see, I just knocked off his shoulder pad for the first time. And, yeah, not to take away from the topic of discussion right now, which is the articulation, but I do have to admit that one peg holding these shoulder pieces in place on here is not good enough. As you can see, it's just, it's very free moving, as you can see. It just moves way too much. Now, if there were two pegs holding this down on this, this strap here, then maybe this would work a lot better. But as it stands here, I can't even get this on because it's so much rubber. Hang on. Well, that took some time to get back on there, but with a little patience, I was able to manage to get this tab right back in place. It's unfortunate that the tab is also a very soft rubber material. It's unfortunate of that because it keeps fighting me every time I want to keep putting it through this hole. And as you can see, it's not really a good fit. It's ready to pop off yet again. So hopefully by the grace of God and without touching it anymore, it won't come undone. But yeah, anyway, let's get back to the articulation, right? So we had a full 360 there. We do have that butterfly joint, which all the Storm collectible figures seem to have, which is very nice. We got a bicep swivel joint. Double jointed elbows, though, with the way of the sculpting and all this armor going on here, these gauntlets gets in the way. It just hinders the movement, so you're only going to get about 90 degrees of bend. So whatever, it is what it is. Got a ball jointed wrist as well. You do also have a hinge joint to allow some inward and outward play that way. And then you do have your swivel there. We got ball jointed upper torso here, which you can get a lot of flex on Shao Kahn, which is pretty good. You do have a waist swivel joint as well, which is kind of scary. It feels like it's moving the joint as well, like it's kind of stretching it in a way. I better stop with that, but anyway, yeah. You also got ball jointed legs, so you do get this much kicking forward with Shao Kahn. You get this much kicking back, which is pretty good. You do get a little bit of a split, not much. I mean, no JCVD quality here, but I mean, it's still pretty good, unlike a couple of Marvel Legend figures I could talk about. Anyway, do have a thigh swivel joint right there. You got double jointed knees, which is hindered because of the knee pad here, but it does get up to a pretty good range. It is a little more than 90 degrees, which is all you could really ask for. And then down here, we got a hinge joint for up and down movement at the feet, which also includes an ankle rocker pivot. And the last point of articulation is toe articulation, which is very nice. So, yeah, the figure is loaded with articulation, and he looks really good. The only drawback on this guy is the fact that everything's made of a soft rubber material, and it just, over time, just gets in the way of everything and just happens to get out of place because it's probably not good enough. Anyway, let's move Shao Kahn over for a second so we can bring in some of his accessories and get a good look at stuff. Now, clearly you saw the head sculpt. We don't need to see that again, but we do have some interchangeable hands. We got some very nice open hands here where he could probably grab Scorpion and Sub-Zero's heads and smash them together like so. That'd be cool. He's got a pointing finger here for his famous "you will never win," right? There we got that. We've also got one for his right hand as well, which is pretty cool, so it's interchangeable. There you go. We also have some closed up fists. Well, actually, this is closed up fists, so there we go. Very nice paintwork here. Very good. And then we got some extra hands here. One on the left here being that he can hold his hammer, which we'll look at in just a moment. And then we got this open one here as well, which is pretty much copy and paste from the one that I just showed right here. So it's like you get two of these for some reason. I'm not so sure. Let's bring in the throne here so we can get this all situated and get through this real quickly because, yes, just like everything else on the figure being rubber, the throne itself is actually made of a little bit of a harder rubber, but nonetheless it is rubber, right? So it's not hard plastic. You can't toss this at your brother if he pisses you off and put a hole in his head, anything like that, which you don't want to anyway, but still, there's a very nice sculpted design here for something that's made out of very soft material. I like the skulls. I like the detail here on the front. It looks good. Here in the back, we got the dragon symbol, as you can see. Very cool. Right, so beyond that, there's not much else to really say about the throne. So why don't we go ahead and put Shao Kahn in his rightful place. Get him to sit down here. And this is going to be my first demonstration of this, since I haven't done it just yet. Right, so let's see if he can sit on this thing pretty good. Well, looks good. So far, so good. Not much else to really say here, except that with a little time I can make this look better, but nonetheless, he is sitting there, so, you know, it works. I can't complain about it. There's nothing to complain about, so it looks good. You know, it would be nice if he actually had some chain pieces for the sides here, maybe Sonya Blade and Kano here, something like that, just to recreate a little bit more of his Mortal Kombat 2 presence, which I'm really feeling with this guy here. So maybe if they do get to Sonya Blade and Kano, maybe they might come with those interchangeable pieces, maybe some chains and some pillars to hook the chains up to and put them right next to Shao Kahn's throne, which would be really nice. Right. But let's not talk about that. That's like a pipe dream there. So, anyway, let's do some side-by-side comparisons here. Actually, no, let's not. Let's actually, let's stretch this out just a little longer because we forgot to showcase his last accessory he comes with, which is his signature hammer, right? So, as you can see, we got the nice dragon emblem right there on both sides. It's got a little bit of some blood paint here. Very nice touch. Your prototype images actually showcase this being a clean hammer, but I do appreciate that they actually added a little bit of some combat wear and some blood. Very nice. So, this section here, the actual handle is actually made of a soft plastic, and this is made of a really hard plastic here. This top section here is pretty pointy. This is also made of some hard plastic, so you might want to be careful and not put this next to your eye. So anyway, let's change out his hand here so we can hold it. Right, so here it is. I'll go ahead and pop this on. And we'll get this into his hands, which is very flexible, so, you know, he holds it pretty tight. As you can see, that's a nice grip. It's not going to slide. It looks really good on the guy. I just wish that he didn't have so much rubber on him, because it does actually get in the way of things, especially with the ball joint to his neck. Right, and his helmet just seems to keep coming off on this head sculpt. The other head sculpt, I didn't have this problem with his helmet. It's just something about this one. Just does not want to keep the helmet in place. So I'm trying my best here, people. It is what it is. It is an early release figure, so over time, if they do a re-release, they might fix a few things, which I have mentioned in this video of being problematic. But anyway, now we can do some side-by-side comparisons. So let's bring in Storm Collectibles Sub-Zero. Let's bring in Scorpion. Here's Reptile, which we'll put right here. And let's fit new Sabat over here with Scorpion. And as you can see, yes, it's all ninjas, but hey, we're in the clear for now, right? We should be getting Goro very shortly as well. I mean, they've showcased that figure plenty of times, so you wonder what's taking so long. Anyway, let's go ahead and remove these guys now and do one more side-by-side comparisons with a previously reviewed action figure of this channel. And that is the Build-A-Figure Thanos from the new Marvel Legends Avengers Infinity War wave. And as you can see, these two look good next to each other. Side by side, they could make nice companions, or they could make enemies, right? Your decision on who you think could actually kick whoever's ass, right? So that's going to be it for this video. I mean, there's a lot to talk about, and I know I stutter quite a bit, but I have pretty much explained everything that I can to the best that I could do it. I am unprofessional, as it's obviously stated on this channel. So, you know, it is what it is. For 130 bucks for what I really had to go through to get this guy, I'm going to tell you that, you know, I'm not so sure. I mean, there is so much on this guy that's really good, and he does make a nice add-on to your Mortal Kombat Storm Collectibles collection, but regarding all the inconveniences that I've had with this figure so far, I gotta say, maybe when he drops to $100, maybe then you should take a look at this guy. But for now, if you really need him so badly, more power to you. Go ahead and buy him, because he is a must-have. But really, you want to speak about the actual price range on this guy, and I'm saying $100 is where I would actually go for him. But in regards to actually getting this figure now, again, yeah, he's pretty cool. He's definitely one you want to add to your collection. He's a must-have, and I'm not really disappointed. I just had a couple of nitpicks here and there, and there are some things that I am going to have to fix myself. Not that anything's broken, it's just some things about this guy that needs a little bit of a Reddit's power touch. Let's put it that way, right? So anyway, that's going to be it for this video review. If you have any questions or comments, you know what to do. Hit it down below in the comment section of the video. If you like today's video review, hit that thumbs up button, and don't forget to give me a sub up. If you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down. Don't forget to throw in the towel. Until then, this is the unprofessional toy reviewer Reddit's Power signing off, saying thank you very much for watching this, and I'll see you whenever you see me.